Hi guys, James here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. So in today's video, I am doing a part one of my declutter of all my eyeshadow palettes. So in part one, I'm going to be doing all my small eyeshadow palettes, 10 pans and under. I do have a couple drugstore palettes that might have 12 pans, but they are very small, so I just included them in this declutter series. And then in part two will be all my really big palettes, like my Morphe palettes and all those types of things. I did wait until the end of this year to do this because I have so many eyeshadow palettes. I just want to go through all my eyeshadow palettes at the end of the year and start next year fresh and, you know, less cluttered. So I'm excited about that. Now, before we get into this video, guys, please do not leave a comment asking for these palettes. I cannot afford to ship a $20 palette international. I just can't do it. Shipping international right now is so expensive. It costs me at least $100 to ship anything to the US, even if it's just one palette. It's so expensive right now. I cannot afford to ship a 2-year-old palette that might be broken and almost expired all over the world. I just can't afford to do that. So these palettes are either going to be given to friends or family, or if they're expired or broken, I'm just going to throw them out. Please don't DM me on Instagram because I had some nasty messages on Instagram last time I did a declutter video, and it didn't make me feel good. Everything I have makeup wise I paid for myself. I didn't get anything for free. I didn't get any PR or anything like that. So every single thing that I purchased. Please don't leave a comment making me feel guilty about all the products that I'm decluttering, because it's not fair. But guys, with that, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I've cleared my desk and I've got all my small eyeshadow palettes in front of me. I'm only doing my small ones. So I've got my 10 pan or less eyeshadow palettes in front of me. I think one or two might have 11 or 12 shades, but they are very small, like these drugstore ones. I think there's like 12 in there, but again, very small. So I've included them, but most of these are only 10 or less pan eyeshadow palettes. And I really wanted to sit down and do a declutter at the end of the year, so I thought this would be a perfect time to do it. I'm not going to swatch all my eyeshadow palettes because I think I've got almost 40 small eyeshadow palettes in front of me, and I don't want this video to be too long. If I don't really know about an eyeshadow palette, I might swatch one or two shades just to help me make my mind up. But I am going to try and go through these quite quickly because you can't see all of them in frame, but I do have quite a lot here. So anyway, let's get straight into it. I'm going to go in with my ColourPop palettes first, just because I have the most out of all the other brands. I've got 6 9-pan ones, and then I've got, 6 of the 5-pan ones. Now this is the pink one. I'm going to keep this one because this is one of my favorite palettes to use. This middle shade is very crumbly. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try and zoom in the camera a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that a bit better. But like I was saying, the middle shimmer is broken. Well, it's not broken, but it's crumbly really badly. So I do have to use this very carefully, but all the other shades work really nicely. So I'm going to keep that one. All the palettes I'm going to keep, I'm going to put to the side. Now the next one here we've got is the ColourPop one. This is Rumor Hazard, and I like this palette, so I'm going to keep it. That royal blue shade is really pretty to play with. We've got this orange one. I haven't played with this one. I haven't played with it, but I'll keep it because I think the orange matte shade in this corner, which is called Chainmail, is really pretty. I'm going to keep that. This is the Statement Piece eyeshadow palette. I'll keep that because of that shade. This purple palette I'm going to keep. It's very pretty. This is Cashmere Forever. Purple is one of my favorite colours to play with, so I'm going to play with that one a bit more. This green one is stunning as well. I love this green palette. This matte shade in the corner, which is Seen, is really pretty. That one there. I'm going to keep that one. Now this one here is the ColourPop Make It Black. I think it was the initiative that they did to support black-owned businesses and people of colour as well. I haven't really seen ColourPop really doing much with that initiative lately. But yeah, I'm not going to keep this palette. One of the shades did come broken, and I just haven't really played with this palette much, so I'm going to declutter that one. Yeah, I'll put that to the side on this side. All my declutter palettes are going this side. All my keep ones are on this side here. And then guys, we've got this one here, which is Inner Love Triangle. This is from ColourPop. Really pretty, like pastel palette. Pinks, purples and blues. I think this is a really pretty palette. As you can see, I haven't actually played with this one, so I'm going to keep that one because I think that's really pretty. We've got the Oh Honey palette. Now this is the second time I've purchased this palette. Again, it was on sale. I just thought I'd give it another go because I really want like a yellow palette. I don't know how I feel about this palette. I like it, but I just don't know. Yellow just doesn't seem to be working for me shade-wise. So I'll keep it and we'll see how that goes. This palette, Going Coconuts, this is probably my third one of these. I love this palette and I use this palette a lot. So I've gone through 3 of these. Oh, this is my third one. So, oh, I can't open it. And I'm trying to open it for you guys to show, but it's not wanting to open for me. Oh, there we go. Okay. As you can see, I have used it quite a lot. Some of these shimmer shades do have quite a lot of fallout, but I really do love this palette. And this shade, Palm Reader, is stunning. I love that as an inner corner highlighter or a shimmer on top of these matte browns. Really, really pretty. Very nice neutral palette. Love that palette. One of my favorite neutral palettes. And then this Blowing Smoke palette from ColourPop is stunning as well. I actually used this recently. Really, really pretty. I just love these grey tones. Not really the blacks, but the grey tones in this palette are really pretty. And then this white shade is really nice as an inner corner highlighter. Then also this light grey shimmer is really pretty. And I usually put that on the outer corner as well. I love this palette. I'm going to keep that one. This one here, on a cloud blue, it's pretty, but it's not my favourite palette from ColourPop. This is just... it's a neutral shimmer. There is another blue eyeshadow palette from ColourPop that I actually prefer over this one. So I'm going to declutter this one. Even though I really like this one, I'm going to declutter it because it's not my favourite palette out of ColourPop's formula. Then this one here is a beautiful green palette, which I will keep. I love these 2 shades here. Really pretty. And then you've got like a white glitter shade, which is nice. And I am starting to get into glitter as well. So I'm trying to use them a lot more. I'm going to keep that one. Alright, so they're all my ColourPop palettes done. Let's get into this end here. These are all my Kaleidos palettes. I do have 2 bigger palettes, but they have 18 shades in each of those palettes, so I'm just going to do them in another video. So let's start with this one. This is their neutral one. I haven't actually played with this one. I did swatch the 2 shimmers because I think they're really, really pretty. And Kaleidos formula, like, it's stunning. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but really, really pretty. I absolutely love this palette. I think it's really pretty. I am going to get to it, so I'm going to keep that one. Then we've got this one here. I think this is probably my favourite out of their 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. Stunning. Really, really pretty. I think Kaleidos' packaging is stunning. But this blue, guys, oh, I knew I wasn't going to swatch everything, but I have to swatch you that. Look how pretty that is. Someone asked me the other day, what is my favourite indie brand, and Kaleidos has to be it. So I'm going to keep that palette. I'm actually going to keep all of these because I love them, but I want to show you what they all look like. They're just really, really pretty. Now, these palettes will almost be a year old, but I just really love them. This is like their purple palette. Now, this multi-chrome shade is stunning. They do come with a little plastic sleeve, but they tend to slide out the end, so I don't know what the shade names are because they are not on the back of the packaging. They do come on the plastic sleeve. No one ever keeps them, so I don't know what that shade is, but this is stunning. Let me just swatch that one because I think it's so pretty. So, so pretty. Going to keep this on, obviously. And then, guys, this one here is really pretty as well. This is more of a deeper tone palette, so you've got like a deep burgundy shade. We've got this multi-chrome blue, which goes from charcoal to blue. I don't know if the camera, you can see that in the light, but really pretty. I'm not going to swatch that one because that does go everywhere. Then you've got these 2 really nice matte shades as well. I love this palette. Going to keep all of those. And then, guys, this one here is the Kaleidos Flower Punk palette, which came out earlier this year. This is, I think, a 9-pan eyeshadow palette, and this is really pretty. These 2 shades are stunning, and also this shade here is really pretty. There are only 3 shimmers in this palette, and there are 6 mattes. I would keep this palette just for these 3 shimmers because the formula is everything. This shade here, AO Cove, oh, it's so pretty. I've got to swatch that for you. Oh, so pretty. It's so pretty. This brand, guys, if you haven't tried it out, please try it out. They're just, the shimmers are out of this world. 10 out of 10. I'm keeping all of those. Then, guys, the next palettes we're talking about are a whole jumble. We've got 2 from Sports Girl, we've got a BYS one, and we've got this Fenty Beauty one. Now, I haven't played with this one. This is an all shimmer palette. I did keep this one last time when I did my declutter because I hadn't played with it, and I still haven't played with it. It's not amazing. The shimmers are not like stunning or out of this world like, say, Kaleidos' ones. I haven't got to it because I don't really know what I'm going to do with this palette. I know I would need a whole lot of different mattes from another palette, and then I would use 1 or 2 of these shimmers. I do prefer palettes that have mattes in them, so I don't know if I would use this. I don't even know why I swatched it then, because I could have given this to somebody else without swatching it. But let me swatch this one because I'm interested about this shade here. Yeah, I don't know. This formula doesn't seem as amazing as some of my other formulas shimmer-wise. I mean, I would reach for these two shimmers over those two, so I don't know. I might declutter this one. Okay guys, the next palette we have is from BY's Cosmetics. This palette I got from Kmart, and it's an all shimmer palette. I don't actually really like the formula. I did try to play with this palette. It's not the best formula. It really isn't. That is really pretty, that shade. But I don't know, it doesn't last very long and it creases. So it looks really nice when you apply it, but it doesn't last long on the eyes. So I'm just going to declutter this one. It only cost me, I think, $5. It was on sale at Kmart, so I'm not too mad about that one. The next palettes I've got are recent. I haven't played with these ones. These are from Sports Girl. Sports Girl is a clothing store for like teenagers and young women. I didn't realize that they sold makeup, but they have a Sports Girl beauty section where they have a whole lot of different eyeshadow palettes. That's really pretty. I'm going to keep this one because, again, this is probably 2-3 weeks old, so I'll keep that one. Then we've got this one here as well, which is really pretty. I love that pop of blue with the neutrals. You can just do a really nice, simple look with a little pop of colour with this palette, and I think it's a perfect size for a travel palette. Really pretty. I'm going to keep that one, and I will play with those ones. Then, guys, we've got these ones here. These are more drugstore ones. Oh, that one isn't. These ones are more drugstore. So let's open these ones. This is from Revlon, and it's a pretty neutral palette, and it's an all shimmer palette. Again, neutral with a pop of color, very similar to this one. I think I would use this one over that one, so I'm going to declutter this one. Then we've got this one from DB Cosmetics. It is a drugstore brand, and this is the Smoke and Glitter palette. It's a very neutral palette. I've got a lot of these types of palettes, but I do want to keep this one and try the formula because I haven't actually tried the eyeshadow formula from this brand. And I will also keep this one. Now, this one has more than 10 eyeshadows in it, but like I said, it's a very small palette, and this shade here is actually a highlighter. So I'm going to keep this palette because I'm interested to do a look with these two palettes. I think they're really pretty, and I do want to try this formula, so I'll keep both of those because they're quite new to me. I've only swatched them, haven't played with them on my eyes. And then this one here is one from my Lumi Box pop-up shop. I got this on sale, I think for like $10. Oh god, I can't open that. Oh, did that just happen? This is a brand new palette. That just happened. That just happened. Yay. Yay for me, because this was such a beautiful palette. I was going to mention how pretty this palette is. I think it's one of the prettiest palettes I've seen in a long time. And then I just crumbled that whole dark matte shade all over the lighter shades. Yay for me. Oh, that's such a shame. Look how pretty that palette is. And that glitter shade, oh man, it's just all over my desk. I'm going to have to stop and clean this up, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, so I am back. I have cleaned up my table and my tablecloth. This is what the palette looks like. It doesn't look as pretty as what it was, but it is a really pretty palette. As you can see, I took a big chunk out of that palette when I tried to open it the first time. Wasn't a good idea. I have a little tool to help me open my other palettes if that happens again. But it's a really pretty palette, and I'm going to keep this one because I haven't used it. Really pretty palette. Keep that one, and I got it for $10. I think it was half price. And then, guys, the next palettes we're talking about are these e.l.f. ones. So these are just the e.l.f. Bite palettes. This is the green one with the gold shimmer shade. Really pretty. Keep that one. I haven't played with this one, a very neutral one. It's pretty, I just haven't got around to playing with it. I did play with this blue one. I actually did a look with the blue and then also the green. So I did one eye using both of these palettes, one eye each. And it turned out really nicely. I like those palettes. The blues in this palette are not really that bright. They're more muted, but still really pretty palette. I'll keep those. I did have all of them. I don't know what happened to all my other ones. I had like 6 or 7 at one point, but these are the only 3 that I can find right now. And then, guys, we'll talk about these ones. These are from W7, sorry. I brought them from Chemist Warehouse. Really pretty neutral palette. This is like a dupe to Huda Beauty's palette. I will show you Huda Beauty's palette compared to this one. They're very, very similar. I haven't played with this palette. I know I did try this one here, and the shimmers weren't very good. I don't know what the shimmers are like in this palette. Let me swatch this one. These are $7 or something from Chemist Warehouse. See, the shimmers are just not that vibrant. Like, I'm really digging into that. And then, I mean, you can build it up, but it's not really my favorite. Like, I like a nice foiled shimmer or a really full pigment shimmer, but I also do like a shimmer topper. And this is, I don't know if this is meant to be a shimmer topper or not. Like, that's one swipe there, and I'm not really loving that. So you can build it up. It's not really my favourite. I think I'm going to declutter those. I'm just going to get rid of those. I'm also going to get rid of this one because, like I said, I did try this. I didn't film it. I just wanted to play with it, and I was not really impressed with these shimmers, and the mattes weren't that good either. They look really good, but they kind of just wash out. But look at that shade now that I've swatched it. It's kind of like, I don't know, like broken apart. Not really happy about that. You know what? I'm going to keep this on because I do like that shimmer. I can use that as an inner corner highlighter or something because I do like that shade. I'll keep that. We'll keep that one shade. This one here I'm going to declutter because I did try this one and not very good at all. Like this shade here, it's like got a green shift to it, but where is it? Like it's barely there. Not happy about that. The other shade's not very happy with either. This is Huda Beauty's palette. I did want to compare both of them. So they are dupes, basically almost exactly the same. And guys, this is what they look like side by side. This is a little bigger, but basically exactly the same color story. But Huda's formula is a lot better. I swatched the same shade next to it. It's just a lot better. It just feels more creamy, and I know I did more of a swatch. They are still very light, but I just like the feel of Huda's palette a lot more. Huda, I feel like I'm saying that. It's Huda? I don't know. But that shade there is really pretty. It's a multi-chrome. Really pretty. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to declutter this one because it's not worth the money. And now that I have this one, it's just 10 times better. The next one we have is from Too Faced. That's my Jam palette. And first of all, this palette smells really nice, but also it's just really, really pretty. I can't remember how much I paid for this one. This was at the checkout at Mecca Max when I purchased something and I thought, oh, this is pretty, and just grabbed it. One of those impulse buys, but really, really pretty. And that pink is just stunning. I'm going to keep that palette. We've got these ones here from, oh well, this one's from Makeup Revolution. I got this one free actually when I purchased 2 items from Makeup Revolution. I got a free palette, and this was the palette. I think it's really pretty. I'm going to keep it. These 2 are from Odin's Eye. These are their small palettes. I do actually have 2 full-size palettes from their brand, but you'll see them in the next declutter video because they're the full-size palettes. This is a really, really pretty palette, and I'm going to keep this palette. Then we've got this one here. That's really pretty. I love this shade as an inner corner highlighter. Really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see that. It's a really pretty palette, and the packaging is stunning. Really pretty. Now we've got this palette here. Now I got this in my Lumi box. It's a really like pretty neutral palette. This palette for 4 shades costs 60 Australian dollars, which is very expensive for only 4 shades. You can pop these out and you can buy other shades to put in here, so you can kind of customize it, but I still think $60 for 4 shades is just, it's too much. I think this palette is really cute. I'm going to play with it. I was actually going to play with it today, but then I had a breakout on my face, so I thought I can play with it another day. But I think this is a really pretty like inner corner highlighter shade, or cheek highlighter, because the pans are quite big. You can get a nice fluffy highlighter brush in there. Then you've got these 2 neutral shades. I don't really like this foil gold. I have swatched it before. I like these 3 shades, but I probably wouldn't use that one. But I do have other gold shades in my other palette I can play with. But I'll keep that one and try it out. Then we've got this tiny one from Juno & Co. I actually got this last year in my Christmas, mystery box Juno & Co. did. It's a really pretty, like, 4-pan eyeshadow palette. Packaging is stunning. This is a $10 palette. And this glitter shade is so pretty. I'm not going to swatch it because it's a pressed glitter and it stays on your finger. Like, I can't get it off after. So I don't want to have to deal with that right now, but it's a pretty palette. Yeah, going to keep that one. The next ones are from Juno & Co. I'm going to keep all of these just to let you know. This is the 6-pan eyeshadow palette. I've used this so many times already. I got this for $10, normally $15. And I'm really, really happy I did. Keep that one. Then we've got these big 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. Like, the pan sizes in the Juvia's Place palettes are massive, massive. And the color story is really pretty. This swatched so nicely. I have to swatch it for you because it's so pretty. And then we'll swatch the green one as well, because why not? I mean, look at those 2 shades. Stunning. Oh, running out of room. Oh, so pretty. You can't go wrong with those 2. You just can't. You've got to keep that palette. I have to keep it. And then, guys, we've got this one here. This is the Warrior 3 by Juvia's Place. This is the Zulu palette, and this is the Nubian Royal. So I haven't really been telling you what the palettes are called. I forget to tell you what the names are. Anyway guys, this is the Warrior 3 by Juvia's Place. Stunning. I'm going to swatch this blue shade because I think it's stunning. Oh, that's a beautiful deep blue. I'm going to swatch it here because I'm running out of room. I mean, if you want a shimmer, oh, look at that. Oh, their formula is amazing. Alright guys, I'm back. I just washed all the swatches off, so I've got some more room. Let's get back into the palette. So we've got this donut palette from Glamlight. It's a really pretty palette. This shade here is a highlighter shade. I don't actually like this formula from Glamlight. I don't know if their other highlighters are like that, but for me, I didn't like that shade at all. But these shades are really, really pretty. If you watch my channel and also watch my Instagram, you know that I love purples and blues. So I really wanted to get this palette, and I love that they've included a nice chocolate brown transition shade. I think that's really pretty. So I'm going to keep this palette, and I do love the packaging. I think it's cute. I'm going to keep that one. Then we have this knockoff donut palette. This is a collaboration palette with Tanya Hennessy. 4 models prefer, and they did actually do 2 palettes. So they did like a croissant palette, a brown neutral palette, and then we've got this one here. And I actually like the highlighter shade better in this palette than the Glamlight one. But it does have less shades. It does have a nice purple shade. And I was planning on doing an eye comparing these 2 palettes. 1 eye each. I don't know if I'll still do that video. But I'm going to keep it because I haven't played with it enough. Keep that one. Alright guys, so we do have this palette. I was talking about it, but I didn't realise my camera had stopped filming. So I have done some swatches of it already. So I swatched the gold shade and then this light blue shimmer in the middle. These are the swatches there. Stunning palette. I did purchase this earlier in the year, and I really like this palette. It's just a really pretty colour story. You've got some brown neutral shade, then we've got these matte shades with these shimmer shades as well. Really pretty. I'm going to keep this palette. I haven't had it very long. I love that palette. And then guys, we do have this House Laboratory palette. This is the Glam Room #1 palette. Now, I didn't really like this palette. I did play with it, I think, last week. And the mattes are really nice, but all the shimmers are terrible. And there are 10 shades in this palette, and 5 of them are shimmers, so all of those are terrible. But the mattes are really nice. So I don't really know if I want to keep this palette because, yeah, the shimmers just don't work. And the mattes I've got in all my other palettes, so I don't know about this one. The only thing is I've only had it for less than 2 weeks, so I don't really want to just get rid of it. It is a $60 palette, so I just feel like it's a waste. But I know I'm never going to use the shimmers out of this palette. And like I said, all the mattes I've got in all my other palettes. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of it. It's not for me. I'm going to get rid of it. The next palette is from Geology Cosmetics, the Pilbara palette. I bought this palette earlier this year. I love this palette. I've used this palette so many times. This shade here, Starry Sky, I've actually messaged the creator and said, you need to just bring this shade out as singles because I would buy like 10 of these. It's stunning. It's just a like white iridescent but green shift shimmer, and it's just a great eyeshadow topper. You put this over anything and it's just really, really pretty. I love this palette, and all the mattes work in this palette really nicely as well. I'm going to keep that, and I know I'll be buying that palette over and over and over again. And then guys, we've got 3 more palettes. So we've got this one here from MAC. Now this is new to me. I haven't actually played with it. I did swatch some of the shades, but I haven't played with it. This is a stunning, really, really pretty palette. It is an 8-pan eyeshadow palette. Now as you can see, this palette has quite a lot of shimmers. So all of these are shimmers, and these are, they've got like a shimmer finish to them, but I think they're mattes. But it's a really, really pretty palette, and I really wanted this in my collection. And I got this when it was on sale in the Black Friday sales. So I'm really happy I've got that one. I love Matte's formula. So I've got that one. And then we've got this pretty punk palette. Oh, it's opened up. That's what it looks like. I've used this palette quite a lot, and I actually really, really love this palette. It's just really pretty. This green is really pretty. It's between a matte and a shimmer, so it's like a satin, but a really, really pretty shade. Just, it's so pretty. And then we've got like this white eyeshadow topper. It's not really that pigmented. It's more of an eyeshadow topper. But again, really pretty. So I'm going to keep this palette. Then guys, we've got my last palette. This is from Model Rock, and this is the Colour Playbook palette. And the way you open it is just slide it like that, and it's really pretty. They look like paint swatches. I really love that. So you've got 4 shimmer shades, and then you've got 4 matte shades, all different colours. So I think that would be perfect for Pride coming out next year. And then guys, it does come with a mirror, so the bottom is a mirror as well. Now I don't really know how travel friendly this palette is because it is quite long, and if you're traveling it might get damaged in the middle because it is quite long. But it's a beautiful palette and I haven't played with it, but I do think this colour store is really pretty, so I'm excited to play with it. So I'm going to keep that one. And guys, that's all my palettes all decluttered. So I'm going to declutter. Oh, how many am I decluttering? I'm going to declutter these ones, and by declutter I mean I'll pass these on to friends and family. So guys, these are all the palettes I'm decluttering. I've only got 8 here. I'm keeping a lot more. I do like to keep my palettes until they're completely expired or I'm really not going to use them. So there are some palettes that are still brand new to me that I need to get to, and there are some palettes that I absolutely love, so I'm going to keep all them. But I am decluttering 8, so I think I've probably got about 40 palettes that I'm keeping, and then 8 I'm decluttering. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm actually quite happy with myself. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and also check out my Instagram and TikTok because I do post a lot of things on there that I don't film. And guys, until next time, stay safe and I'll see you later. Bye!